Hello. How we doing, baby? How we doing? Oh my goodness. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome back. How we doing? Ryan, what are we doing? It's a VGC Draft League. What? A VGC Draft League. You got that correct. Yours truly has entered into his first official VGC Draft League. And I'm quite excited. Let us get started because we got some stuff to cover. Okay, let's do this thing. So you can't really see it right here, but this is our ban list, and so we are playing in Series 9. This is the VBA. I'm just gonna move myself real quick. VBA, right up there. I'm very excited. I, with a leap of faith, jumped into this opportunity as soon as I saw it. Let's get into this draft league, shall we? Series 9 is going to be the format. The draft isn't until May 2nd, so we're making this video, and it's like, whoa, Ryan, slow your roll. Slow your motherfucking roll, because we got time. We got time before this thing actually happens, okay? And that's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. Banned Pokemon. All these Series 8 Mons, Mythicals, and Legendary Pokemon alike. For some reason, Snom is banned. Guys, you gotta fill me in. Why is Snom banned? Let me know in the comments down below, please. Not the Zygarde! It's okay. We can do without Zygarde. Let's really look at the tiers that are going to matter. This league requires you to have 1 GMAX, 1 Tier 1, 2 Tier 2s, 2 Tier 3s, and 1 Tier 4. I'm almost positive on that. You then have 4 free slots to spend on Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. You have 250 floating points to use that can be used interchangeably to try to get extra slots to fill in there from Pokemon that are left over after the initial drafting. That's my understanding of it. Obviously, I need to keep reading over the rules multiple times here so that I fully understand how this league functions and how it works. But over a quick glance, I approve, I'm excited, and I cannot wait to begin. Looking at this, the league requires you to pick a GMAX. So depending on your placement, there are 16 coaches. 16 coaches. I mean, whew, that is quite the high number of coaches, if I do say so myself. But hey, I'm down for a little competition, okay? I'm ready to partay. I'm ready to get at it. Me and my VGC crew, my assistants, they are willing to help, and we will get to it. I'm very excited. So when it comes to GMAXs, going through here, what looks entertaining, what looks fun, and what looks absolutely downright pathetic. Pathetic, because there are Pokemon that are good, there are Pokemon that are bad, and there are Pokemon that are just outright fucking disgusting. Okay? Appletoon, get your shitty ass off the screen right now. Okay? Because you suck. I want you to be good. But you're not. Moxie boosted triggered. I know, right? Appletoon, I already skipped over Alchemy. I'll go back to Alchemy in a second. But Appletoon GMAX, I'm so sorry. You are rotting to the core. You're a mean one, Mr. Appletoon. You're a mean one, Mr. Appletoon. You know, it's just, I don't see much potential for poor Apple Boy. Sucks. Yeah, is what it is. Blastoise GMAX, baby, who is water wet because this Pokemon certainly is slippery. This is probably going to be one of the more popular picks, if I had to say so myself. I saw how powerful this Pokemon could be in Series 7, and I am so excited to see it come back to its former glory in Series 9. I'm very excited for it, and I hope all of you are too. Is it gonna be my pick? I can't say, but it's up there. Butterfree GMAX is kind of ridiculous because whoever has Tapu Fini or the ability to put up a safeguard hopefully is protected against those GMAX moves from GMAX Butterfree. It's sort of fast. It can set Tailwind. I believe it also gets Sleep Powder as well. So it does have potential, but is it GMAX worthy? If you're near the end of the draft, I think it's worth it, but otherwise, I would avoid. compoundized sleep powder. That's sexy. That's sexy. But is it enough? I'd say no. But this is a draft league, so I have to keep my mind open, because if you don't keep your mind open to this sort of thing, it comes back to haunt you, and it comes back to haunt you fast. Okay, and no, we're not picking Haunter. Going down to Center Scorch GMAX, absolutely. Center Scorch, Fire Bug, if I'm correct, 4 times weak to Rock, but in a draft league like this, you don't have to be scared of rock types. Folks, it is not Series 5. Sudowoodo, which I'm telling you right now, I'm going to draft it, and if someone else drafts it in this fucking league, I'm literally going to lose it. I will sell myself. I will literally pay someone money if they go and pick Sudowoodo before me, but please don't actually do that. Please don't do that. Center Scorch GMAX, it's got that residual fire move, right? Similar to Charizard. GMAX Inferno, it's great. It's fantastic. Center Scorch has shown some value in the previous format as well. I think it definitely has potential. Fire Spin. Okay, it's a Fire Spin. It shows you how much I know about the GMAXs, right? You know, it's like, Ryan, you're in a draft league. You need to know about these things. It's popping in VGC because Rocks kind of suck. Rocks kind of suck now because after the DLC, the second DLC specifically, they introduced too many Pokemon that just invalidate rock types. Rock types were rocking Season 5 and before that. It's why I was able to use Sudowoodo to qualify for 2 different Players' Cups and even use it in the first Players' Cup. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But Center Scorch GMAX, I think Journer is Pog. I mean, Wolfie Glick used it. So if that's the reason why you think it's Pog, I don't blame you. He made it work. I don't blame you. Stone Journer, and a shout out to my boy Sebastian here in Chicago. He's been a Stone Journer fan since day one. So I gotta give it to him. He knows the hype. Power Spot is pretty cool. I'll give it to you. Center Scorch. If you're near the end of the draft and you need a max, I think Center Scorch is a solid pick. I think it's a solid pick. The one and only, the spicy quesadilla himself, Charizard. This goes without saying that if you choose this GMAX, you need Sun. Charizard GMAX, it goes without saying that with solar power in Sun, plus residual damage is insane. It is absolutely insane. It's pretty damn fast as well. Maxing out at, I believe, 169 or 167. One of those speed tiers. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's one of those. It's fantastic. And this is a Pokemon that should go pretty early on. But whoever picks it up, people should realize that, okay, maybe I should be denying that person some of the key Sunsetters. Now, obviously, they can't pick up Torkoal and Charizard right away. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, but if you pick GMAX Charizard without a Sunsetter, it's not the end of the world, but it greatly diminishes the power that GMAX Pokemon and the potential that it has to literally win games because you're just obliterating stuff with Sun. Draft leagues, while I haven't played in really any officially, I do know for a fact that weather in any VGC format is always really important. And especially with the Dynamax factor, because your GMAX taking away the ability to set Sun yourself, this Pokemon is reliant upon another Pokemon to do it for it. So Whimsicott is a fantastic choice, just right off the top of my head. Really anything else with Sunny Day, and for some reason, for some goddamn reason, if someone allows you to pick Charizard and Torkoal back to back, my God, you're set. You're set with a really solid Sun lead. And after that, I mean, you can just keep going. So people need to keep an eye out for people who go after GMAX Charizard. Cinderace GMAX. I took a look at the stats for Cinderace. I was very surprised to see it not very high up in the previous season. And, you know, I think because Dragapult is really fast, and there are some other Pokemon in the speed tier of Series 9 that are also faster than Cinderace, because the new Regis are still legal in the first tier, and Choice Scarf stuff exists, that sort of stuff. It may not be as good, but Librero is fantastic. And GMAX, it's still good. So I still think I have a lot of faith in Cinderace GMAX. So you think people will pick Torkoal over GMAX early? Hard to say. You know, if you really want to prioritize Trick Room Sun like that, I mean, or just to have a bulky Sunsetter that has proven itself time and time again, then maybe. I'd say if you're near the draft order, near the end of the draft order, I say you probably go for a tier 1 pick like right away, and then since it's a snake draft, when it snakes back to you, pick up a GMAX that's like sort of okay, whatever's left over. Okay, we get to the Big Daddy Rock himself, truly an anchor in VGC, a champion among champions in Players Cup, Colossal GMAX. What can I say? Only rock types will not take the max Vocalith damage that is done residually. Now, you've got GMAX Charizard, you've got GMAX Venusaur, you've got GMAX Blastoise, all doing residual damage with Fire, Water, Grass. However, there are more Fire, Water, Grass Pokemon viable in VGC and in this draft than there are rock types. So this Pokemon is the #1 in my opinion for doing residual damage. You're gonna need something to set off Steam Engine, I believe is the ability. And obviously giving a weakness policy is fantastic. In Series 7, Series 9, this Pokemon is able to do massive damage because legendaries with big boosted stats are not in the format. However, Glastrier and Spectrier are still legal. Keep this in mind, people. Copperjaw GMAX, trash. I don't think it's going to have play. I could be proved wrong. It's a big steel type, but GMAX, I don't think it's worth. Corviknight had a lot of play pre-season 5, and it was really cool to see as like a bulky steel flying type with some potential, almost like Skarmory, but better. I don't think it'll have much play, but it's definitely possible. So Dreadnought GMAX, I think could have some potential. I believe it sets up Stone Edge or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember what its GMAX move does because it's not that common. However, its water rock typing and its bulkiness overall is pretty good. And Stealth Rocks, right? I thought that's what it set. I was thinking that's what it did set. Yeah. Its typing is pretty cool. If you get a Brain with it, it's also pretty cool. So I'll give it that. You know, strong rock types are always fun to see because they hit a lot and usually have a lot of coverage moves. So it'll be fun to see if anyone picks up Dreadnought GMAX. Duraludon GMAX, no, just avoid. It's better non-DMAX. You know, you want Max Wormrin to be lowering attack, and you want Max Steel to be giving you +1 to defense. You don't want to be lowering PP. It's just not worth it. I don't like this pick. EV GMAX, it's cute. Flapple GMAX, just as trash as our Appleton boy up here. Sorry, bud. Garbodor, it's literally trash. I don't have much respect for poison types right now. There's just so much that can be done to shit on poison types, and there are a lot of great psychic types, a lot of great ground types that are available. So Garbodor has just really never been a solid Pokemon, and I don't think as a GMAX mon it's worth it. Gengar is interesting, but it's still so frail. It's so frail and it's hard to use, but if you want to use some type of Parastrap type shenanigans to do something, I don't know. I think Max Phantasm to lower defenses is still so good. Like, think about pairing that a regular Gengar next to a Dracovish, for example. You know, like, that's pretty poggers to just lower defenses and just smack stuff. So I don't really like this. Grimmsnarl GMAX definitely has its place. GMAX Snooze is really cool. Put stuff to sleep. You love that. I am the biggest stan for GMAX Hatterene. I love this Pokemon. So if you're going the Hatterene route, you're committing to Hatterene and Didi, or Hatterene and some type of Follow Me or Rage Powder user, but usually best within Didi. However, I would really not make this pick unless you were at the end of the draft list, because if someone takes Indeedee from you, you're going to be a sad person. You're going to be a sad person, so careful. Inteleon GMAX, pretty solid. Fast. Kingler GMAX, there's a team themed around Krabby, so if they don't take this mon, they're just throwing. I'm telling you right now, Corpus Christi Krabbies, pick up this Kingler. Come on. Lapras GMAX, this is definitely high on my list for something I would love to draft. I think there's a lot to be done with Lapras. A lot of potential. However, you do have to be creative, and you do have to be aware that everyone would have an answer for it. Veil feels really good. It does feel very good. However, everyone would have an answer to breaking that veil. So, something you have to be aware of. But Champ GMAX never really proved itself to be that good. Fighting types and poison types, I just don't like. I don't like them this gen. Not really my style. Looks cool at least. Yeah, I mean, cool doesn't get you W's, sadly. GMAX Meowth, no. Just, no. Or Beetle GMAX, I think it can work. I think it can work on the right team and with the right pilot. It has its place. Pikachu GMAX, this is one of the first Pokemon that I was obsessed with at the beginning of the formats, really Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, with the Pikachu master himself, Max Simon. I was even able to build teams with him, and sadly, Pikachu was outclassed by faster Pokemon from DLC content, and so it becomes a lot less viable, sitting at, I believe, 156 max speed. Still cool, the para is fantastic, and Lightning Rod, because it gets Lightning Rod now, is also a lot of fun. Rillaboom GMAX, we all love Rillaboom. It's gonna be fantastic. GMAX is also great. It ignores abilities. Sandaconda GMAX, someone's gonna use it. Sandaconda is actually really solid for trapping foes, and it does really great damage as well. Like I can't really shut down this Pokemon. Like it's really good. Snorlax in this gen is not as good as previously before. Snorlax GMAX, it's a solid mon when you can get it set up and on the right team with the right Pokemon to support it. In Series 7 especially, it can be an end game and a win con at the same time. Toxtricity GMAX, you're juggling between para and poison. I don't like that. Typing is cool, but like I said, I don't really like poison type. Either of the Urshifus, they're just better not maxed, personally. That's my take. And of course, I think one of the most popular and most versatile GMAX Pokemon has to be Venusaur. It's gotta be. It's gotta be Venusaur. Poison Grass typing, while I shit on poison types, the Mac Daddy himself. Yo, knick knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Venusaur is definitely going home. With me, I don't know, but it's going home with somebody, okay? Because it is a force to be reckoned with. Sleep Powder, Dynamax makes it incredible. Residual damage off of powerful grass type moves makes it insane. This Pokemon, without a doubt, especially also paired with Sun. Babushka. Mwah! Magnifico. It's amazing, you know. It's great. It's good stuff. Those are the GMAXs. GMAXs, they're cool, they're nice, they're neat. Tier 1s. It's really funny. So funny that Amoonguss is alphabetically just at the top here. It's so good. It's just like Venusaur, but it gets Follow Me, Spore. It's legit if you can get it with the right GMAX Pokemon. Or if you're near the end of the draft order for the first time it goes through, I think this is the Pokemon you pick up. Legit. I have no doubts about that. No doubts about that whatsoever. It is just one solid little shroom. And it always has been, and it will continue to do so until there are so many hard counters that it just cannot be used anymore. Arcanine, great Intimidator, also funny to be used with Justified because of its coverage, and its speed is nothing to laugh at either. A little bit faster than your mid-speed friends, but if you need a solid fire type that could be special or physical, Arcanine's your bet. Snarl Spam, legit. It's Snarl Spam with Lapras? Bruh, like, so good. Articuno Galar. Now, like I said before, if anyone picks regular Articuno Galar is no longer allowed to be used. However, this Pokemon's type is Psychic Flying. Yeah. It's I don't like it that much. Relying on, yeah, who in the world picks Kanto Articuno and is like, yeah, I want this? Dude, this is a draft league, you know? Like, people have joked about the fact already that someone wants to pick up Kanto Moltres. Legit. Someone was like, yeah, I'm picking Kanto Moltres, so Galarian Moltres is just not in the game. Bulky Charizard. Yeah, legit. Azelf? Okay, I mean, in a draft league, it can definitely have its place. Blacephalon, really great glass cannon. Definitely has its spot. Is it worth your initial tier 1 slot? I don't think so, but it's definitely worth a look later on if you need the ghost or the fire typing, and it is especially fast. So, definitely worth it there, and it's fun with cold too to activate Steam Engine. Blaziken Speed Boost. Have fun. This Pokemon has a niche and maxed with like Bisharp. It's really cool. Other than that, it doesn't do much in my opinion. Buzzwole. Its typing is hella unfortunate, but you know, it's a draft league, so I could be surprised. Celesteela, bulky steel flying wall, fantastic Pokemon, great staller. Since there's only one of them, someone gets to use this Pokemon. So, congrats to whoever gets to use Celesteela for the entire season. Cinderace on its own, non-GMAX, I think is still ridiculously good. It doesn't need to be GMAX to be good. Just putting it out there. Clefairy, baby! My personal favorite, Sing, Follow Me, Friend Guard, especially in a draft league. You could always appreciate a little bit more bulk. This Pokemon, so much love for it. Is it worth a first pick for tier 1? If you pick up a solid GMAX Pokemon, I'd say if you're mid-tier in the list, if you're 8 or 9, maybe even 10 or 11, you pick up a really solid GMAXer. And you know that they can do really well with Clefairy, I think you pick up Clefairy. I think you do it. Pokemon that really like Clefairy, Lapras, obviously, Rillaboom. I think Venusaur could be funny. Obviously Charizard, Blastoise for redirection. Maybe even Alchemy as well, but that's double fairy, so I don't suggest that. Really, I mean, the helping hand, anything you want to do with it, it's a lot of fun. Cobalion, I think it's crap. It's too weak. Sadly, the Justice Trio just doesn't do it. Terrakion is really the only one, in my opinion, that can really do stuff. Cobalion is just it's hella niche, and it just doesn't hit hard enough, in my opinion. However, if you really want a fun beat-up strategy and you want to try, Trapmon looks good. Plays, yeah. Reminds me of Lucario. Lucario's better. Straight up. Straight up Lucario's better, though. So, yeah, it reminds us of Lucario, but Lucario's better. Yeah, exactly. Comfey really has popped up this gen as amazing. It legit is, like, so cool to use beside Blastoise, GMAX Moltres, and really anything that could, like, love its allies with support, Floral Healing, even Trick Room. This Pokemon does it all and more. In a draft league, especially a VGC draft league, I'm a little curious how it will keep up. I have faith, because there are only so many fake out users. So, good luck. Conkeldurr. So much love to this Pokemon in Series 2 and 3. Series 5, however, you're pushing it. Series 7, sorry, honey. If you have really solid Trick Room setters and you need a really cool Trick Room Pokemon, Conkeldurr is your mon, baby. But otherwise, I don't see much else for it. Mostly because fighting types and poison types, man, they just have it bad this gen. And that's my take. Cresselia, bulky Trick Room setter with more dark types and ghost types in this metagame. It's a lot harder to use. And in Cineroar, it's just as prevalent, although only one person's going to get to use it. So we'll see. I think Cresselia could be really cool. It definitely will get picked up. But is it a tier 1 pick? I think I'd go Dusclops or P2 over Cress right off the bat. Darmanitan Galar as a tier 1. You know, I haven't played in this league before, and I know how powerful this Pokemon can be. This is a second tier 1 pick if you need something that's moderately fast and hits extremely hard, hits like a truck. Same thing for Dracovish. Fast and hard, especially Dracovish and Dracozolt. These things need to hit first to do the most amount of damage possible. So if you can do that, you think Rain will be used? Absolutely. Water, in my opinion, is set up more easily by other Pokemon in this gen, mostly because most of the water types that are maxing are not GMAX. Blastoise is the only one that I can think of that GMAX is and has a different effect than setting Rain. Dragapult, my god, this is a... If you get a subpar GMAXer, you pick up this Mon. It is supportive. It is offensive. It is defensive. It is everything and only the best thing that you want it to. It is everything that you want it to be. So good. Dragapult. So fast. So good. So amazing. And it's so versatile. It does whatever you want it to on your team and more. And your opponent has to guess which one it is. That's what made it so annoying in Series 7. And previous Series 2. Dragapult, it's a good boy. Dragonite, welcome back, buddy. You're really cool with Colossal. Inner Focus is great. You think multi-scale is the shit, but the buffs for Inner Focus to not be intimidated and to not be flinched, now those should not be underestimated at all. Duraludon, seasons 1 through 3, maybe 4, it had its light. It's too slow, and it doesn't have the bulk. And if it has the bulk, it doesn't have the offensive power. It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. No matter, even giving it a weakness policy, it's just not worth. Durant, will we see the return of the ant itself as a Dynamaxer? Honestly, I think so. Paired with the right Tailwind user, this Pokemon probably as a second first tier pick. That's my guess. Second first tier pick, not a first tier, not a first tier pick, but a second first tier pick. This is a really offensive Pokemon that has a lot of potential. Dusclops, Clopsy, Peter Clopsentail, my favorite, if you couldn't tell. This is such a great Pokemon. I feel like a lot of these really rely on speed control. Pokemon is about speed control. In fact, you're gonna find that most of my recommendations for your tier 1 or even your tier 2 are about speed control. If you don't have solid speed control in a draft league, good luck. That's why Porygon 2, Dusclops, Cresselia, Whimsicott, those are really my biggest favorites per se, because you know that you're going to be getting a consistent method of speed. Yeah, but tier 1 feels like a bunch of heavy hitters who need speed. It's both. They in this league they've put big heavy hitters, and they've also put some of the biggest names in setting speed control in this tier. So you got to make choices. You got to make some tough choices. Dusclops, fantastic, great Trickstermon. We all know that. Entei, really cool. Sacred Fire, that's dope. Inner Focus, hard to get both. I know it's hard to get both, but it's possible. And the lower tiers have some fantastic stuff. So let's not underestimate what's available to us in tiers 2, 3, and 4. Come on. Entei's great. Hidden ability makes it even better. It's dope. Excadrill. If you can't get Landorus, you get Excadrill. Simple as that. Ferrothorn. It is a wink on itself. Iron defense and body press. Sand any good? Absolutely. Sand was fantastic in Series 7. However, you got to find a way to set it up. Do you have T-Tar? Do you have Gigalith? Are other people going to try to cuck you from getting that sort of stuff? Maybe. Garchomp. We all know Garchomp. Super fast. Really great in handling this guy. Really great. Glastrier, this Mon right here, had the highest kill count in the previous season, and for good reason. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first pick, especially from the previous team that had this Pokemon. Oh my god. Grimmsnarl is cool, but if you get Lapras, you don't need it, theoretically. But if you want a way to set screens, or really something that is also offensive and gets fake out and speed control, Grimmsnarl is also an option. Gyarados is not to be underestimated in this format, as it has fantastic move pool coverage. Although it was a lot better in earlier seasons for VGC, it's a great pick, especially if you want to use it for a Moxie user for revenge killing and lower, making your attack higher, especially after a max airstream. It's fantastic. Or if you want to use it as an intimidator, that's cool. Regular Hatterene, it's okay, but the power to confuse people is so good. So good. It's why I love Hatterene. Heatran, MVP last season. Definitely going to be picked up really quick. Oh my god. Don't even talk about the cat daddy himself. The super spicy, super sexy, super suave Incineroar. Amazing. Indeedy, someone's going to pick one of them, to my knowledge, and it's probably going to be female. Kartana, someone's going to pick it up. Super fast, super offensive. It literally can sweep games. Landorus Therian, I'd be surprised if someone takes Incarnate, but you never know. Latias and Latios. Latias is obviously a lot better physically, so it's definitely the obvious pick. Marowak Alola is a fantastic Lightning Rod user and really great for stab with Ghost and Fire. Mess Spirit. The Lake Trio have some niche, but I don't know too much about them personally for them to be super good, but they're here because they have a purpose. I believe they all set Trick Room. Man, Metagross, what a big heavy hitter in this tier. We're really getting to some of the big boys now. This is a Pokemon that if you can grab it, man, if you're at the end of the GMAX list and you need a solid tier 1, Metagross is your mon. It can go fast, it can go slow, it does everything. Melodic, fantastic competitive Pokemon It doesn't like taking stat drops, and so it punishes your opponent for doing it to you, but can't always rely on those. So Coil Hypnosis might be really cool to see out of Melodic. Inability competitive, I get it. Yeah. Mimikyu is and has shown itself to be a fantastic Pokemon in Series 7, Series 8, and it will come back in Series 9 to prove itself to be a fantastic Pokemon, especially paired with Glastrier. But good luck to people getting Mimikyu and Glastrier paired next to each other. Good luck. If people don't... As long as people don't pick Kanto Moltres, Galarian Moltres will be really good. Naganadel, Fast Poison Dragon. Surprisingly, in a format like this, it's pretty damn good. Nihilego, Poison Rock type. If it gets boosted, especially off of Power Gem, White Herb, that sort of stuff, it could be good. Formosa, Speed Swap shenanigans with like GMAX Snorlax, that sort of thing, could be great. Politoed sets up the one and only Rain. It's also kind of bulky. It's supportive. Parashong, really cool. Porygon Z, when paired with a Follow Me user like Clefairy, this Pokemon tears through teams. And so if whoever gets it, and if you get it with Clefairy, that's dope. Porygon 2, one of the other fantastic Trick Room users. This will be a Pokemon that's good. It's gonna go quick. It's gonna be a first pick tier 1. You gotta pick it up. You gotta. Like, it has so much priority when it comes to speed control. Eerie Impulse P2 is crazy. Its coverage is insane. It's so good. Trace is also really troll in a format like this, where if you know your opponent has a certain ability of some kind, like, I love Primarina, this Pokemon. Water, Fairy, Grass, Stab, amazing. Give this Pokemon to me if I can get it. Raikou paired with Metagross by the one and only Nick Safranic. It is incredible. It is incredible. Super fast. Gets Snarl. Gets Bulldoze. Use it. It is unstoppable. Regice, I don't know why it's tier 1. It's bulky. Its stats don't get lowered because of Clear Body. Other than that, I don't like it being in this tier. Regidrago is insane with Tailwind. Speed control is everything for Regidrago because it is basically a dragon type eruption or water spout. You get the point. It's amazing. Regieleki, oh my gosh. Also, one of the other first picks for the tier 1 that will be taken by players. Speed control, attacking, defensive, supportive, does it all. Once again, fantastic. Regigigas, incredibly niche. Incredibly niche. If you get Weezing, good for you. If you don't get Weezing, good luck. Waste of a pick, in my opinion. Regirock and Registeel, both of which are... They had a lot of play in Series 7. I saw players use Registeel to a lot of success. Regirock as well, both of which should be respected. And right below them, understandably, Rhyperior. Rhyperior, Solid Rock, Rhyperior Lightning Rod. So many ways to run this Pokemon. Ground, rock typing, it is fantastic. It's bulky. It's super slow. Great for Trick Room. Pick this thing up if you need a really great Pokemon to stomp through the competition. It's great. Rillaboom, fantastic on its own as well. Love that grassy terrain. Love the coverage and love the overall offensive pressure. Fake out, priority, grass move. It's dope. Rotom Heat, thank you, JoeUX9, for proving to us that another fire type could be used in this format. And Rotom Heat and Rotom Wash, both of the Rotoms, fantastic Pokemon. Nasty Plot obviously makes them even better. And Max, they are incredible. Will-O-Wisp, Confuse Ray, also great moves as well. Salamence without its Mega is just not as good. It's just not as good. Poliwrath still believes in it, and I saw him use it with some success, but it just doesn't have the same effect as it does when it's maxed. Regular Snorlax is cool, but without GMAX, you don't want to be maxing it. Because if you max it, then what? You're going to lower their speed with a max normal type move, but you want to be slower? Yeah, does that really make sense? Not really. Spectrier, I think, will also be a really quick pickup because it's hella supportive. It's also really good offensively. Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, Bulldoze, Protect, a really common set. Really, really good. Or if you really want to go all in for attacking, you know, Shadow Ball, Hyper Beam, and more. You also get Snarl, too. It's really good. Stakataka, another one of those really solid Trick Room users. However, its typing makes it a little bit unfortunate when it comes to weaknesses, but there's ways to get around that. And Stakataka, like all beasts, can really get it going if you just let it, you know? Suicune's really cool because it's bulky. It gets Tailwind. It's a water type, but it's outclassed by Tapu Fini. But there's only one Tapu Fini, so someone's picking up Suicune. Talonflame's fantastic. You get up Tailwind priority with Gale Wings. Brave Bird priority with Gale Wings. Other than that, Will-O-Wisp, Tailwind, Taunt. I already mentioned Tailwind. You get the point. It's good. I'm sorry, Tapu Bulu. You'll get picked up, but you're not as good as Rillaboom. But someone who wanted Rillaboom is going to pick you up, and they will give you love and the affection that you obviously deserve, but not me. Catch me not picking Tapu Bulu at this draft on May 2nd. Bet. Tapu Fini, whoever gets a good job. Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele, all respectively fantastic. They set up their terrain. They do their thing. They all have niches. Koko can be physical or special. Lele, give it Scarf or give it Choice Specs and just let it rain down the terror that is a Tapu. Terrakion, Rock Fighting, 178 max speed, Beat Up, Tailwind with Whimsicott, fantastic. If you get Terracotta, good job. Thundurus, I believe Incarnate will be better. It's proved itself to be with Defiant. Because not as many Pokemon will have Intimidate, is it going to be as good? Because in regular VGC, it's great because a lot of people have Incineroar or Landorus. We'll see. I think Togekiss is going to be huge. I think Togekiss is going to be respected again because not everyone can carry Thundurus. Not everyone can carry Regieleki. So it has its place. And you give it a Wakanberry or a Babiri Berry, and it's working wonders. It's also, it could be an attacker. It could be supportive with Yawn. Follow me. Togekiss feels good to me still. It feels good still to me in normal VGC, but I'm kind of new to it. It's really good. It's really good. I think it's really good. It was good before, and it's going to be good again. I have faith. Just because of the fact that Pokemon can't just be taken and put onto other teams. One person gets that Pokemon or that variant of that Pokemon. So because of that, Togekiss can be really solid. The spicy little turtle himself, Torkoal. Hello, little buddy. You're cool. You're sunny. You're dope. Someone's gonna grab you for Trick Room. Tornadus. Somebody's gonna pick up Torn because they want a Tailwind setter that has Prankster. Easy. Tyranitar. Honestly, a really solid Mon with Sand. Sand is really good. If you can get a little bit of a Sand core going, people are going to respect you. They're going to like what you have to offer, and they'll definitely enjoy it. So good luck. Someone's getting one of the Urshifus, probably going to be the dark one, but if someone picks up the Colossal and then wants the, that Aquajet Urshifu, then there it goes. Oxy down there once again, the Lake Trio, Trick Room, and friends. Virizion, maybe in a draft league it's better, but I just don't like it. Grass Fighting, to me, weak sauce, and its attack stat itself is weak. Volcarona, I see huge potential for this Pokemon. If you don't have a way to hit this thing for super effective damage to get this thing off the field, man, good freaking luck. Rage Powder and the ability to just wipe through people, Bug Fire, this thing can be unstoppable, and I have faith. Whimsicott, honey, one of my favorite Pokemon in VGC. This Pokemon is so versatile. It has so much pressure, so much control, and we've seen it just dealing so much trouble over VGC over all of these seasons, especially in the more recent ones with Switcheroo Eject Button. The new speed tiers and how speed mechanics work in this game really make Whimsicott even better. Xurkitree was a top killer in the previous season. When set up, it's fantastic. However, lack of Tail Glow makes me a little cautious to use a Pokemon like this, but paired on the right team and in the right conditions, it can do wonders. Zapdos, most likely Kanto Zapdos, will be picked here. This is another really solid first pick for Tier 1. It's just proved itself to be so good, especially with AV. It's really solid, and it's really hard to take down. Those are your Tier 1s. Tier 2s, we can go through a little bit faster here. Aegislash, Steel Ghost definitely has its place. On a Trick Room team, it can be really solid, can be run special or physical, so it's really cool. Aerodactyl, incredibly fast. Rock Slide flinches for days. Also, access to Tailwind, so that's pretty cool. Aggron, its typing is a little unfortunate, but at the same time, it does have really good coverage with moves, but it doesn't hit that hard. I wish I got its Mega. Alakazam, it is extremely niche, but if you're able to get it with Indeedee or even, let's say, Tapu Lele, Psychic Spam is always known to be good. Alchemy, regular. Decorate is a really undervalued move, and I think that this Pokemon, especially paired with like Lapras or some other GMAX Mons, oh my god. Whew. This Mon is so good. It is so good. In this format with the Pokemon available, I have many friends who use it, and for the people who don't use it and who are unfamiliar with it, you will quickly know that this Pokemon is ridiculously good. It was picked up last season. I did a little bit of research, and people picked it up pretty quick. So Archeops, Defeatist is a terrible ability, and it just isn't a great mon. Araquanid is a sweeper. It's a fantastic sweeper. Max Bug, lowering their special attack, and Max Water for big power because of Water Bubble. Arctivish and Arctozolt because they get their hidden abilities. Could see play. I don't know that much about them, but I could see play from them. Kanto Articuno, I don't know why you would. Azumarill will definitely see play, either with Belly Drum or used with Colossal because it's really good. And if its ability is Sap Sipper, it is immune to Rillaboom, so Rillaboom. Beware, Barraskewda. I think this pick is fantastic because you can either go Propeller Tail or you can go Swift Swim. Either one, it's going to be really good, but obviously Propeller Tail means that you're not affected by Pokemon trying to, you know, have their way. Do what you want them to do. So that's really cool. Bisharp paired with Blaziken Bish. Blaze Bish is really good, and in a format like this, I think it can do wonders, but have to remember that not every Pokemon has Intimidate. So relying upon your opponent to lower your stats is not always a valid thing. Regular Blastoise, I don't think it's that hot. It's better GMAX anyways. Boltund with Strong Jaw, competitive, has a place. Braviary is a fantastic Pokemon. Again, with only so many people having Intimidate or the ability to lower your speed or your stats, you have to think about these type of Pokemon and how they're going to be run. You cannot rely on your opponent to lower your stats. You just can't. So you got to be careful. But it's normal flying typing. And so against an opponent with like really powerful ghost types, it's pretty good. Bronzong is an unfortunate type for this gen because Psychic Steel, there's just so much that hits you for super effective damage. Maybe get a lower tier Defiant just in case. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that's a good call. I mean, if anything, Braviary would be the lower tier Defiant user, but Bronzong is cool for Trick Room, cool for Body Press. It's cool for Hypnosis, Gravity Hypnosis, Trick Room. Sure, just don't die to Dark types or Ghost types or Fire types or Ground types, and then you'll be good. Regular Butterfree, still okay, but not as good as the GMAX. I think you want it to be GMAX, but then you're choosing GMAX Butterfree, and if you have a choice of something better, obviously don't take Butterfree, in my opinion. But hey, if you're a Butterfree stan like A-Drive, for example, go for it. Chandelure, depends if you hit Powder. Yeah, honestly, if you hit Sleep Powder every time, go for it. Chandelure, fantastic for stopping opposing Trick Room teams and also setting up Trick Room yourself. It's also sort of fast. It also gets great coverage. Fire, Ghost, and Grass. Great against water types. Gastrodon, Blastoise, and any other water types. Beware. Chandelure's here. Charizard on its own, non-GMAXed, is still okay because you can then set up your own Sun, but you don't get residual damage from your GMAX move. So beware. Clefable. If you miss out on Clefairy and Amoonguss and stuff like that, and Togekiss, and you really want a good Follow Me Mon, and one that doesn't care about stat boosts or stat drops, that sort of thing, Clefable's your Mon. Colossal non-GMAXed is terrible. Don't pick it. Cofagrigus is pretty damn good. Just being a ghost type means that it's not like Runagrigus, which is a ghost ground type, which has its advantages and disadvantages. This is a solid pick if you can't pick up a Dusclops. Clef is a monster in singles. What's its big weakness in doubles? Clefable or Clefairy? Corv on its own could be a really solid pick if you need something to just kind of set up like Celesteela. Crobat, super fast. Taunt, Super Fang. Not as good with Dynamax right now, but it's still okay. Clefable, it's just, it'll get killed by quite a bit. It's just not, it just doesn't, it's a monster in singles, but just due to the overwhelming offensive capabilities of other Pokemon in doubles, it just doesn't have the same livability as other Pokemon do on the field. And they're just better Follow Me users than Clefable in doubles. Clefairy obviously being one because of Frangard. Amoonguss because of its typing. And Togekiss because of its typing and offensive pressure. Like Moonblast from Clefable's scary, but that's pretty much it. Crobat, Tailwind, I already said before. Cursula, interesting pick. I'd really like to see how this Pokemon plays out because its Perish ability is really cool. So we'll see. Regular Darmanitan, if someone takes Darmanitan Galar, which I'm betting they will, this Pokemon won't be available, so no worries. Dhelmise definitely proved itself in the previous series, and I'd be happy to see it again. Diggersby has proved itself in previous series. Is Cursula or Cursula G Cursula better? G Cursula is better. Way better, I think. If you had to pick one, I think Galarian Cursula is better. Mostly because of its typing and just what it's able to do physically and defensively. Diggersby, huge power, lots of coverage, really cool Pokemon if your opponent is not ready for it. Dragalage was a really great Pokemon in Series 5, and if I remember, Series 7 as well. Very niche dragon poison type, sort of like Naganadel, but slow. Drifblim, Unburden is so cool. Put it with a terrain user like Lele or Feeny, and it's even better. Electivire is really awesome, but it doesn't have as much play, but it has potential? Sure. Escavalier is a great Trick Room user. Its typing is a little unfortunate, but no matter. In Rain, it is unstoppable, and players like Devin Powers have proved that to be true. Max Steel, raising its defenses against physical fire types is great, and rock types as well, so good luck. And obviously, Max Bug to lower special attack is also fantastic as well, so really, what are you doing to stop this thing? Flygon's really niche because Garchomp is better, but this dude levitates. But I think you're 4 times weak to ice, you're weak to fairy, you're weak. Yeah. Flygon, if you need a ground type, this is going to be your pick. It's going to be somebody's pick. Gastro's a beast. Someone's picking up this Stormjane Mon. You have to remember not everything's going to be carrying water type, so Gastro is okay, but is it that good if not everyone has a really good water type? We'll see. Gengar, trash. I think it's trash. It's not good. Mega is so much better, and it doesn't get Levitate. Shadow Tag is bad. Gigalith, if you don't have T-Tar and you need a Sand user, this is your Mon. It also gets Gravity. Great rock type. Super powerful. Golbat. I don't know why you'd pick this Mon unless you were really desperate and you wanted Crobat. Gold Duck. Double Duck's called. They want their Gold Duck back. Man, if you need to get creative for something to use in Rain as an attacker, I guess Gold Duck is your man, but not mine. I'll tell you that. Gudra's really cool. Gudra, really bulky dragon type with a lot of offensive pressure as a, as a really cool special attacker. Also, lots of fun as a physical attacker as well. So beware of how creative someone can get with Gudra. Gothitelle and Gothorita, not surprised to see both of these shadow tag users in this tier because you give Gothorita Eviolite and it's almost exactly as good as Gothitelle. Got to keep in mind, how good is a Pokemon on its own, and then how good is a Pokemon that needs to be supported by other things in the draft pool that might get taken. Gourgeist. Edu proved to us that this Pokemon can be good, but I'm not completely sold. Seed Bomb plus Trick or Treat is really cool in Trick Room. I think it's a really great niche Mon, and it has its place, but in Series 9, I don't know if it does or not. This is going to be a hard one. Hawlucha definitely has its place. It's a really niche Mon, but fighting with the ability to be super fast and have a burden and a super high attack stat with a weakness policy proc, oh my god. Hawlucha tears through teams, and it's scary. I'm scared of it. Haxorus Moldbreaker is, honestly, this is an excellent Pokemon, and it was used in the previous season by one of the teams in playoffs, as I saw, so don't sleep on Haxorus. Hitmontop, fantastic Intimidator. Great with Fake Out, Feint, Wide Guard. It really does everything. Hydreigon, one of the best Dark types and Dragon types in the league. It's pretty fast as well, and it gets great coverage with Dragon, Dark, Fire, even Poison too. Sludge Bomb, I think, if you wanted. Inteleon, regular. It's okay. Jellicent's a great pick for Trick Room. It's a great pick for anti-water because it gets Giga Drain. So that's really cool. Kabutops is a really interesting pick for a swift swimmer that if you need to get creative, you pick it. Kingdra, solid rain user, solid to set up its own rain as well. This is a powerful Pokemon, and I think it's going to be really good in the draft league, but just how good, we'll find out. Klefki, it's an okay prankster user that is really great for making sure that your Pokemon don't get status, but other than that, Comfey is better in my opinion. Komo-o, Kalmu, the one and only. Hello again. It's not good without its Z-move, but I've seen Clanging Scales and the potential that it can do in Series 7. And so it does have a place, but there are faster dragon types and faster fairies and more that can hit this Pokemon, and it just doesn't like it. Crocodile was moved to this tier, and for good reason. Another solid ground type that is also a dark type, so it's weak to fairy, which sucks, but at the same time, Anger Point this thing in the right moment, and it is a beast, a monster to be reckoned with. Liepard, great Pokemon for support and for fooling around with people. Lucario, better than Cobalion. Let's put it that way. Ludicolo. Love Ludicolo. It's a great Rain Mon. If you can get Rain, this is a Pokemon you want on your team because it can be a sweeper and supportive. Lycanroc Dusk. Don't doubt rock types that are fast and offensive because this is one of them. Magmar is a solid, bulky fire type, and sometimes you just need that. Like, straight up, you need that sort of thing, and I respect it. I respect it. Magnezone. Also really cool. Has its place. It's a great special attacker. Some great defensive bulk. And electric types are dope, man. And it's a steel type too. You max this thing and like it boosts its defense and it's good. It's good. Mamoswine. This Pokemon proved itself in Series 7. It is delicious. Really, really tasty. But how good can it be in a format where people are picking one of each Pokemon? That's really going to be the challenge for a lot of these Pokemon that in regular VGC have a niche, but in a draft league, can they still be good on their own? We'll find out. Mandibuzz, I've used Mandibuzz since 2017. I love this Pokemon, and it's a dark flying type, and if you can't get Moltres Galar for some reason, it's a great Tailwind setter. It's got some great support, Snarl, Foul Play, that sort of thing. It's cool. Meowstic, if someone picks Meowstic for supportive capabilities, I wouldn't be surprised. Mienshao has proved itself to be quite faithful in Series 8, and in Series 7, I think it had a little bit of play as well. Great supportive type Mon. A lot of great coverage moves for support, and it's also a very powerful fighting type. So if you need something with Fake Out and like Wide Guard and that sort of stuff, I mean, look at Mienshao. Moltres Kanto. I swear to God, if someone picks this Pokemon over the Moltres Galar, I won't be mad. Warren's gonna shove it in my face. That's all I can say. I love Mudsdale. It proved itself to be so good in the earlier seasons of VGC, and in Series 7, it can still find a niche. In Series 9, it's got to do the same. Someone's got to have it on their team, and they can run it a million different ways, depending on who they are facing, and good for them. Ninetales and Ninetales Alola. It's going to be interesting to see which one gets picked. If I had to guess, Ninetales Alola is going to get picked for Aurora Veil because it's good. It's good. It's a great Mon. It's a great Mon, and it's fast. However, if you are desperate for Sun and you want Sun, then regular Ninetales is your go-to, but we'll see. I like Ninetales regular because of its supportive potential, but I can also see the Ice Fairy type of Ninetales just being an all-out like offensive attacker with Aurora Veil and Protect and stuff. Like, it's good. Noivern, fast dragon flying type. It's great. Obstagoon hits hard. It's fast. It can be really good. It's a dark type. We like dark types in this gen. We like them a lot. Omastar. In rain, this is a spicy little fella right here. I believe it can get Shell Smash and really do some damage, so be careful. Oranguru as a Trick Room setter in a draft league, I have high levels of faith in this Pokemon. You give it Mental Herb, Inner Focus, nothing is stopping Trick Room. And then after that, I mean, you're just able to do stuff that is so cool with Instruct. So this should be good. Okay, I'm gonna BRB because I have to use the bathroom so bad. BRB, guys. Okay, so continuing on here, we talked about Oranguru. It was really cool. Passimian with Defiant could be a really solid Mon to have on the team, just in case we're worried about needing something with Defiant. It's Defiant, right? I'm trying to remember. It definitely could have a place in the metagame, but it's not as good. Alolan Persian, Fake Out, Dark type. It's fast. It has a place. God forbid someone doesn't pick this Pokemon when they need a really solid Fake Out user and supportive Pokemon. Alolan Persian is your Mon. Poltegeist, I don't really know much about it other than the fact that I think it has like weak armor. I don't think it's that good. So don't catch too many people getting crazy about it. Raichu is a top tier mon. Raichu's gonna be picked up. Which one? Probably Kanto. Probably Kanto. Most likely because Lightning Rod is so electrifying. You know what I mean? Reuniclus, immunity to Spore, Psychic type, bulky, Trick Room, Overcoat is the ability. Thank you very much. And yeah, if you need a Trick Room Center and the other good ones are taken, this is not a bad choice. Prankster Riolu is a meme, but it is respectable and it's in tier 3 for a reason. Roserade, Grass Poison, once again, it is the latter of the poison grass types to be that good, but it can be good. However, if you need a grass type in this tier, Rotom-Mow and I believe Tangrowth would be my choices. Runegrigus is here to party, but I don't like its ground typing because of its weaknesses that are added on compared to Cofagrigus. Sableye is really cool. Quash is awesome. Use that with Charizard or another Pokemon that's mid-speed that could really use the deterrence, is how I like to put it. Scizor is cool. Swords Dance is nice. Is it going to be that effective if everyone has a really solid fire type? We'll see. Scrafty, dark fighting type with Intimidate, also could get Moxie. If you need an Intimidate Pokemon, it could be pretty cool, but I've talked to some friends and they haven't really brought Scrafty as much as they thought they would, so I don't know if it's going to be a really solid pick, but it could be a solid pick for your team. Seismitoad, groundwater type with Swift Swim. This is definitely a great Pokemon, and I fully expect it to be there because I know it gets really solid water, ground, and even poison coverage as well. So I have full faith that this Pokemon can put in the work. Savali, it explodes next to a ghost type. Typically, how's Savali work? Because if it's any type, that could be fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is like Savali is like an all-around Pokemon, but I see it being used on a team for pledges, and so if that's the case, then I see it as a pledge Pokemon if people want to set up one of the pledges. Versatile, but only really like 5 or 6 are good. I completely agree. Surfetched. This is a Pokemon in Trick Room that I think could be really good. Was it used? It was not used last season, but I think there is reason to believe that that Pokemon could be good. One of the Slowbros is going to be used. Galar has proven itself to be really great, and Slowking, if I had to guess, the regular Slowking would probably be used over Slowking Galar. Starmie is really great because of ice, electric, water, and psychic coverage. Stonejourner, it's definitely going to get picked up. Power Spot's really cool, and it can power up a Pokemon that needs it. Smoobat's an interesting strat with Simple, but well, I don't know if it really can pull that off in a doubles league. Sylveon is really strong, and I believe Umbreon's down here, and Umbreon in Series 8, as we know, has totally proven itself, and so I think in Series 9 it'll go down again, but still fun. Tangrowth, if you need a grass type with, I believe it has Follow Me and Sleep Powder, solid. Tauros, Intimidator, Anger Point, get some good coverage. Someone's gonna pick it up, I think. It's a solid pick. Togedemaru is a fantastic fake out user, Lightning Rod, Super Fang, or Hyper Fang, whatever it is. It's good. It's really good. And Raichu v Togedemaru kind of wins that most of the time. Togetic, if you can't get Togekiss and you want Follow Me and Bulk, same with Torcat. You can't get Incineroar, Torcat. Regular Toxtricity, I don't really get it, other than like you're setting terrain or you're raising your special attack. So I guess it's better than GMAX Toxtricity, but it's still kind of like, what? Umbreon, it's good. It's really good. It's defensive, it's bulky, it sits on the field, and if your opponent can't hit it for super effective damage, it stays there and your opponent pays the price for it. So keep an eye on this Pokemon. Vanillix, if you want hail for some goddamn reason, this is your Mon. Blizzard spam, freeze people, yeah. Venusaur by itself is still really good if you can't get the Gmax and you need something that you know can at least be hella supportive. Weavile is really fast and it's really cool, but Sneasel is, I think, a little bit better paired with Colossal. Weezing Galar, if they pick this over Kanto Weezing for some goddamn reason, I'll be surprised, but everyone has their reasons. And Zoroark is not a tier 2 mon. This is a tier 3 mon shoved in this tier because it can fool people, especially in the draft league, but everyone knows you have Zoroark, so it's like, am I really that surprised? Okay, cool. That's tier 2, so that's Poggers. Tier 3 has some favorites, but it starts to get a little rough. Abomasnow is a tough pick. What's Kanto do better than the Galar Weezing? Typing. Typing alone and is what makes regular Weezing better than Galar. Like, yeah, you're immune to dragon type moves, but then you're weak to steel type moves. And man, there happen to be a lot of good steel types in this format. You know, once again, I have to remind myself it is a draft league format, so having that fairy typing could be a little bit better, but it's think about Runegrigus and Cofagrigus, and then think about Weezing and Galarian Weezing. I think it's really sort of the same thing, where dual typing could be good, but it's also adding more weaknesses to your team and to your Pokemon. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take. Absolutely. Recently, people have been using it with Super Luck and Scope Lens in Series 8, but I don't think it's a great Series 9 Pokemon, but I could be proved wrong. Aselgor is fantastic. This is a great supportive Mon with Struggle Big to lower special attack. It'll break Focus Sashes, and with Unburdened paired with Tapu Lele, for example, it is phenomenal, and it's a phenomenal Pokemon. It's so good. Altaria, like Aggron and like some other Pokemon as well, it misses its Mega. The typing is a little bit unfortunate. I don't think it's that good, but you never know. Appletoon by itself is fun to use, but it's not that good. Armaldo is interesting. Again, not that good. Aromatisse has a niche. It's okay. Not that good. Aurorus, very unfortunate typing, 4 times weak to fighting. A lot of stuff gets fighting. It's also 4 times weak to steel. That's unfortunate. But it gets Aurora Veil as well. So if you need a niche Aurora Veil user, Aurorus is your Pokemon. Avalugg. Ice typing is just really unfortunate. And so Avalugg and Beartic, they're just not great. Blossom is sort of like a replacement to Lilligant. And Lilligant's better, in my opinion. Beware. Could be a really solid Trick Room Pokemon for somebody on some team. Normal fighting. Could be good. Chansey and Blissey, I'm just going to say them together. I have to read over the rules to see if they block Chansey, like guard swap BS, but if they don't, whoever picks up that combination, good job. Good job. Bouffalant with Sap Sipper could be cool. Other than that, I think Tauros is probably better. Caracosta, water rock type. I think Dreadnought does its job a lot better. Its stats are kind of meh. Non-GMAX Centiskorch, I don't like it as much as GMAX Centiskorch because of that Fire Spin ability, so... Or the effect off of the GMAX move, the ability off of the move is what I'm talking about. Clawritzer's interesting because it can definitely put out big damage, but like how much big damage? You know what I mean? I didn't skip over Crawdon, did I? No, I didn't. Not yet. Crawdaddy. Claydol, I don't think it's that good. Psychic Rock, right? It could be Psychic Ground. I can't remember. Yeah, the fact that I can't remember means that, yeah, I don't know. I don't think much attention should be paid to it, but people, yeah, Psychic Ground. Okay, cool. So it's not gonna take anything from electric types, but how many electric types are gonna be used? Ask yourself this. Ask yourself who's gonna be taking what types, and how are you going to be dealing with them? Cursula Galar. Cursula is better than Cursula Galar. Oh wait, I just realized there's a Galar version of Cursula. Isn't that just an evolution? How good is Levitate in a format without EQ generally? Yeah, Corsola and Cursula. Corsola with Eviolite smacks. Yeah, it does. It does. Levitate in a format without EQ generally is not as useful, but teams are going to have Earthquake. There's Excadrill, Garchomp, Landorus. There are more ground types. Flygon. Earthquake exists, so it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. But I don't think you're using Claydol. Most sets I see are high horsepower. You're right. A lot of sets have high horsepower, that sort of stuff. It just depends. Depends on the mon and your strat. I don't think you use Claydol though for its levitate. I don't know. Cursula is the evolution. That's what I thought, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Copperjaw. I mean, I think there's potential for it. Like if you need a steel type in Trick Room, like steel types always have a place. Cottondee's cool, but it doesn't have Tailwind, but it still has Pranks, so it still has a place, but it's not a setter for speed control. It's more so for support. So Cradily, someone's gonna pick up Cradily because of Storm Drain, and Grass Rock typing is kind of cool. Man, I'm just gonna say this right now. I may pick up Crawdon. Like the adaptability is so awesome. I'd be surprised if someone doesn't pick up this Pokemon before me, because it's really solid, especially for tier 3. It's just a weird speed tier. So you have to have it in the right spot in order for it to do the most damage. But water and dark type coverage cover a lot of the format. Crygonal, I've seen it do stuff, but I don't know too much. I think its defenses are pretty crap, so cry about it. Decidueye, Ghost Grass is unfort, man. You just lose to so much with that typing. Ice type, yikes. Yeah. Ditto, why isn't it up here? Tier 2. I mean, maybe in tier 3 it's not as good, or in a draft league it's not as good, but Scarf Ditto be like, yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Someone's got to pick up Ditto, because like it can be good, you know, it's its own thing. Could be its own win con. Dragonair, just not as good as Dragonite. Dramba, definitely great for clearing weather, and it's really offensive. Hyper Voice hurts, man. Reverse sweep, legit. Drapion, it wants to crit people and do stuff, but I don't think it ever really gets off what it wants to do. Its typing is a little unfortunate, but it's immune to psychic types because of its dark typing, so at least the poison typing on it doesn't hurt it for that. But ground types like this Pokemon quite a bit. Dreadnought by itself, you want to be maxed. You want to be G-maxed, I'm pretty sure. Dredigon, its stats suck. Dugtrio Alola. I think Dugtrio Alola is a lot better because of the steel typing. If you want something for the fun of it, I think Dugtrio Alola is your go-to. Dusknoir does have its place. Definitely more of a physical attacker. Arena Trap or no? Typically, yeah. Also Arena Trap. Well, Tangling Hair also, it doesn't. I think that lowers your speed. I think there's a case for both Dugtrios, but I think the Dugtrio Alola crew tend to have a better going about things. I mean, again, the steel, you cannot underestimate steel typing, especially with Dynamax, but I'm not saying you want to max your Dugtrio. Dusknoir could have use, but it'll be niche. SQ also niche, but it's definitely possible to do stuff with it. Electabuzz, I have nothing to say about it. I mean, someone could pick it up for an electric type, but Espeon, absolutely. And the Executor, someone's going to pick up one of these two. They definitely put in the work, either with Trick Room or the fact that this is a grass dragon. That's pretty cool. Phalanx is interesting, but I don't know how much use it'll get. Fletchhinder is not as good as Talonflame. Fungus is just not as good as Amoonguss. Frostlass with Fake Tears at 170 speed can be good. Ghost Ice is a little bit unfortunate. It's a like really glass supportive Pokemon, but it actually can be really good. So I've seen it do wonders. Glade can be really awesome in draft leagues because of its typing. Fighting Psychic is fantastic. And if you have a beat up Pokemon next to it with Justified, this thing hits like a truck. Galvantula is really interesting too, because we were talking about sticky webs earlier, and it, the electric typing is nice. Gardevoir has always been a weird Pokemon because it was much better as a Mega, but it also is kind of cool as a Trick Room user because it has a high special attack, but it's a little fast for my comfort. Galistopod could have a role here, mostly because of its first impression, which does a ton of damage on its turn 1. With access to Aqua Jet, and then its ability Emergency Exit kind of debilitates it a little bit, makes it kind of hard to use, but at the same time it's definitely used. So Golurk, Ghost, Ground, it's unfortunate typing, but ground types are not to be underestimated. Greedent is just a not good Snorlax, but it's definitely something that I feel like could be good. Guzzlord, maybe. I honestly have no idea for Guzzlord. I'm not going to pretend like I know. Its typing is unfortunate for regular VGC, but in a draft league, if your opponent that week doesn't have a fairy type, then maybe. Heliolisk is awesome. This Pokemon is really cool, and Glare hurts. Just in general, like, use Galistopod as an eject button mon for the free switch. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Heracross was fantastic as a Mega, but as a tier 3, it could be helpful. I just haven't seen it used in a long time because its stats are sort of meh. Hippowdon I've seen in like Series 5 and before because it was a wall, body press wall. Jolteon's fast, it can do big damage, and its Wolfie Glick in the past has proved that it can be offensive. Jinx, nah. Klinklang, Steel type. It's got use. Lapras without GMAX is just not good. Leafeon also has use if you need a grass type that hits hard and Serena's gone. I think Leafeon's pretty solid. Licky Licky, I have no idea about. I need to look into this Pokemon more, but maybe. Lilligant, Torkoal, Lilligant Sun in general with After You. Fantastic. Outsped by Venusaur. Wish, Pass, God. Goshu. Oh, okay, okay. We're talking about Lickitung, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Lurantis, Contrary is cool, and on the right team, this Pokemon is awesome. Luxray, Intimidate. Honestly, some fantastic coverage, but it's a little weak on the attack stat. So, careful, guys. It's also got some good supportive moves, too. Lycanroc, Midday, and Midnight are just not as good as the other form that was here. Yeah, Dusk. Where's my Luxray Dark-type Pokemon? Dude, I know, right? Machamp. It's Machamp. Magmar, obviously not good as Magmortar, but, you know, it's like Electivire and stuff, and Electabuzz. Maybe give it Eviolite. Malamar is cool, Trick Room, and then it gets Contrary, right? One of those abilities, but basically just uses Superpower, and it gets really buff unless your opponent has, like, a Fairy-type move or a Dark-type move or a Bug-type move. So, Mantine sets Tailwind, and it has Wide Guard, so that's kind of cool. Marowak, regular, is kind of cool, but Alolan is going to get taken, so this is not going to be used. Meowstic female, one of the Meowstics is going to be taken. Matang, someone's going to have the balls to go Matang Eviolite, but good luck. Miltank is always kind of a meme, and so I think you could give it AV from what I've seen in the past. I've done a little bit of research. It has a place. More Grem, probably not as good, obviously, as Grimmsnarl, but more Grim go hard. Yeah, it's like, I think it's like Torcat, you know? It's definitely has a place. More Pico, Electric Dark type. I think this Pokemon has a place because you can go between those two typings and really have a lot of fun. Mr. Mime has a lot of utility, a ton of utility, so beware. And then Mr. Mime Galar and Mr. Rhyme, such a weird ability, I know. Screen Cleaner is interesting for Mr. Rhyme, I'm pretty sure, but what can you do? Musharna is a lot of fun because it sets up Trigger Room and then can use After You with Lax, and it's a point slower. So, have fun. Nidoking and Nidoqueen, niche poison types, they're pretty solid, especially for tier 3. It's a good pick. Orbeetle non-Gmaxed, I don't like it. I think the Gmax is a lot of fun. Palossand, it's really niche. You need to be hitting it with like Water Shuriken, and you can't do that right now, so I don't know how good Water Compaction is. Pelipper is outclassed by Politoed, but if Politoed is taken and you need a Rain Setter, Pelipper's your man. Berserker. Steel types are not to be underestimated, like I said before. You know, this could be a cool bro. Persian, not as good, but interesting. Pikachu Gmax is just too good to be using a regular Pikachu. Pincurchin, sorry. Do not underestimate this Pokemon. 15 base speed, incredibly slow, incredibly high attack stat, Sucker Punch, Rising Voltage, and more. Electric Terrain. It is incredible, and it literally can bring back an endgame, and you don't know how. Poliwrath is a dope Pokemon, especially for draft leagues. Swift Swim with water and fighting typings. You're going places, especially as a Maxmon. Quillfish is interesting because of Swift Swim, Intimidate. Poison Water is a little weird, but gets the job done. Rhydon for Lightning Rod is typically what it does. Eviolite is really cool. Rabombi, Speed Swap, Pollen Puff sort of thing. It's Rabombi. It's great with Snorlax, but there are better Pokemon to use with Snorlax. But if you need something with it, Rabombi's your mon. Rotom Fan, Rotom Frost are pretty mediocre. You've got Salazzle. Salazzle, from what I've discovered, Salazzle actually is a fantastic Pokemon. It really has a lot of utility and is a really fast fire poison type with incredible coverage, fake out pressure, and more. Do not underestimate Salazzle. This might be a Pokemon I pick up just for the sake of the fact that, like, it hits a lot. It's a really solid fire type. Regular Sandaconda, I think it's still good, but not as good as the Gmax. Alolan Sandslash, if you've got Ninetales or Vanillix or Abomasnow, then sure, go for it. Sceptile, it wants to be its Mega, but it's not. And so it's just not as good. Blaziken outclasses it, and Swampert outclasses it too. Swampert's been proved to be really awesome, but Sceptile also has dragon type coverage, which is nice, but yeah, I don't know. If you need a grass type and a lot of the other ones are taken, then you're kind of forced maybe to pick up Sceptile depending on what's being used. Scolipede is always a meme. It gets speed boost, but it definitely can put in the work, so be careful. Scyther with Eviolite, super high attack stat. I've seen this thing wreck people. Careful with that one. Water Dark type Sharpedo. I haven't seen it do stuff in a long time because it also wants its max again, but it can't get it. Shelgon, trash. Absolute trash. Prove me wrong. Shiftry, really good with Sun. No Sun, not good. Shinotic gets Sleep Powder, so that's cool, but other than that, it doesn't get Follow Me. Sigilif, great tail room setter. Honestly, also gets Hypnosis and Gravity and stuff like that. That's cool. This isn't singles, but Skarmory is cool, but it's outclassed by Corviknight. Slurpuff. If you need a Belly Drum user, just to meme on people, Slurpuff is your Pokemon. Sneasel's, as we mentioned before, great Pokemon to have next to Colossal because of Inner Focus. And it also gets Fake Out, and it's fast, and it gets Surf, and all this fun stuff. Spiritomb. I don't see really. Pardon me. I don't really see it putting in the work too much. Steelix is cool, but ground steel is kind of weird typing wise. Stoutland can put in the work with sand, so that's awesome. Sand Rush. Swampert's typing makes it really cool, but it's weak to grass type Pokemon, so be careful. If Tangrowth is gone, Tangela is not the worst pick in the world for a grass type, especially in tier 3, so that's cool. You've got Tentacruel and Toxapex, both water poison types that both do different things. Toxapex, obviously more of a Stally type Pokemon, so definitely could be picked up for Stall. Tentacruel, a little bit more offensive, and, especially with that not Psychic, but Poison typing, it means that you're going to be able to keep leveling up or raising your special attack during the battle if you're Dynamax, so that's cool. Ghost Grass, a little bit of an unfortunate typing on Trevenant, similar to Decidueye, but it gets Trick Room and Worry Seed and Leech Seed, stuff like that, so that's cool. Serena, Queenly Majesty is so awesome. Stops all Fake Out, stops all priority stuff coming onto your side of the field. Tyrantum, just not good as Rampardos, but it definitely has a niche, and it can be filled. Vaporeon, solid water type, but just not as good as some of the other water types, especially Primarina, Tapu Fini, and Suicune. Vikavolt, bug electric with Levitate, so this Pokemon's really cool. It's brought down by fire types and rock types, and otherwise, Discharge is awesome with this Pokemon paired next to a really solid ground type user, so I like Vikavolt as a pick here. Vileplume is really niche in Sun, but there are better grass types, but if you can't get anything better than that, go for it. Walrein is a fucking meme, but it gets Belly Drum, and it sort of hits hard. Wishy-Washy's cool, but it's wishy-washy, so beware. Wobbuffet is Wobbuffet, and Xatu is Xatu. I skipped Weezing because we already talked about Galarian Weezing earlier, but I like this Weezing better than Galarian Weezing, but, whoever picks what is really going to have that choice. Wobbuffet's kind of cool because if you hit it, it's going to hit back depending on what your opponent is using and if you call it right. And then Xatu, I believe, sets Tailwind, but the Psychic flying is kind of weird. And then last but certainly not least in this tier 4, this is where it kind of gets rough. Anorith, I know nothing about. Obviously, Armaldo is probably going to be better. Audino is interesting. Barbaracle, some people are saying it should be tier 3. This Pokemon definitely puts in the work as a water rock type. I've seen it do work Basculin and Trash. Beheeyem can use Trick Room, and it has some really great move coverage. So I'd like to see that. Bronzor is outclassed by Bronzong. Bunnelby is outclassed by its evolution, obviously. Carbink has a place. I believe it gets Trick Room and also is able to Power Swap, which is interesting. So it's a Fairy Rock type, which is cool too. So 4 times weak to Steel, though. Not that fun. Charjabug is sort of like Stonejourner, but it's Charjabug, and it's kind of cool. And people have used it as a niche. So definitely is a solid pickup to just kind of stick on the team to kind of make things a little bit more powerful. Charmeleon, I don't really like it that much because Charizard's here. There are other fire types to use. Cherum's really great with Sun teams, but it's kind of extremely niche with Sun teams in order to be really good. Chiniko, Skill Link is awesome, but you got to know how to use this. Cloister, also really cool, but you got to know how to use it. Combuskin, obviously outclassed by Blaziken, so I wouldn't go for it. Corsola, outclassed by Cursula, in my opinion. Corvus Squire could see use, but it's just not as good as Corviknight. Cramorant, I don't think sees any use. Crustle definitely is going to see use. Rock Bug type definitely has a place. Dedenne, I have no idea about Dedenne, to be honest with you. Delibird, no. Dottler, maybe? As a meme? Could be picked up. I mean, it's an electric bug, I believe, or it could just be a bug type. Doueblade's interesting because of no guard, so you never know what that could be doing, but Dracloak is interesting too, but obviously it's outclassed by Dragapult. Drizzle, no place. Double's kind of cool, but it's weak, really weak to fire types. Dunsparce, I think, is outclassed by Galarian. Is there a Galarian Dunsparce? I'm trying to remember. I'm not crazy. Duosion is outclassed by Reuniclus. Eldegoss is really cool if it gets hit and it starts lowering everyone's speed. Fun time for Eldegoss Malamar. Let's just say that. Emolga's cool, but it's, once again, outclassed by their electric types. Exploud is kind of fun, but it just kind of lacks the pressure that you want it to. Farfetch'd Galar is definitely a little bit better, but neither of these Pokemon are popular. Ferroseed's cool, but Ferrothorn is obviously what you want to be using. Well, let me just say this. A lot of these mons are mons I would not pick. Just to point out, Pangoro, Magneton, Frostmoth, Flapple, Flareon, Eldegoss, Doublade, Crustle, and maybe Chargerbug are like the big ones that I mentioned and might have been muted for. Rapidash Galar could be cool, but it's Rapidash. No Roselia. No regular Rotom. No to Rufflet. Sandslash, okay. Sock and Throw could have potential. Seeking is interesting because of Lightning Rod. Just because of that. Celio no Shed is a meme, and if you can pull it off, good for you. If not, well, you suck at using Shed Ninja. If you're using Sheckle, you gotta have Chansey or something else that can really, use this. Otherwise, it's just not good. Skunk Tick has just never been good, sadly. But maybe in a draft league, it could find some usage. Sliggoo is obviously beat up by Goodra. Snover's okay, but I like Solrock. Solrock's cool. It's kind of like Lunatone. Galarian Stunfisk is obviously better than Stunfisk. It was used on another team last season. Probably as a meme. I'm not sure why. I love Sudowoodo, and I want this Pokemon, and I swear to God, if someone fucking takes this from me, I'm going to be so sad. So sad. It's actually so good. It's so good, but you didn't hear that from me. Swablu, trash. Thievul, actually pretty good. Throw, actually pretty good as well. Thwackey, if you need a Rillaboom type Pokemon, yeah, sure. Tortuga, no, there's no need. Togepi, there's no need. Toxicroak, there could be a case for it, but since everyone isn't using Kyogre, it's not that good. Turtonator definitely has a place. Type Null, no. Unfezant could learn Tailwind, so that's important. How do you get things like Galar Moltres the right way for Wi-Fi League? Because the best way I can think of is to reset it till it's right. Vespiquen's cool, but it's not as good. Vullaby, Vulpix, and Vulpixalola are all very niche. Wailord's cool. It could be used, but it's not that great. Wartortle, Whirlipede, no. Wishcash, because of the typing. I think someone used it last season. It's water ground with Oblivious, Anticipation, and Hydration. It could be used. It could be used. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Wigglytuff, I don't think so. And, of course, Zweilous. Went through all the mons. It's been a blast. I've had a ton of fun. Thank you all for watching. I'm tired now.